there exists an ancient text, banned, hidden, and erased from history. A text so controversial that it was excluded from the Bible, locked away for centuries. A text that speaks of giants that once walked the earth, angels who defied heaven, and a celestial war that reshaped humanity. This is the Book of Enoch, a text whispered about in secret, containing knowledge forbidden to men. It tells the tale of the Watchers, 200 divine beings who abandoned their heavenly posts, descended to earth, and took human women as their wives. Their unholy offspring, the Nephilim, giants of unimaginable size and power, being so terrifying that their very existence threatened the balance of creation. What was their purpose? Why did the ancient gods or fallen angels share their secrets with mankind? And most importantly, did these beings truly exist? Prepare to question everything you know. The world you believe in is only a fraction of the truth. This story will challenge your faith, shake your perception of history, and open your eyes to a past long buried. Are you ready to uncover the lost knowledge? Hit subscribe and let's dive into the mysteries of Enoch, the Watchers, and the lost history of humanity. Drop a comment below. Do you believe the Nephilim once roamed the earth? Let's discuss. The everlasting God sent us to you, and today you shall ascend with us into the heavens. And so it came to pass. When I had spoken my final words to my sons, these beings, unlike any seen on earth, summoned me. With a force beyond mortal comprehension, they lifted me upon their wings, carried me into the clouds, and ascended higher than any man had ever gone. The heavens opened before me. I beheld the air, but we did not stop there. We ascended beyond the sky, and I saw the ether, a realm unknown to man. There, they placed me in the first heaven, and it was then, in the company of the Elohim, that I, Enoch, beheld the great mysteries, the secrets of life, the passage of death, and the moment when the angels fell. As mankind multiplied upon the earth, daughters of extraordinary beauty were born. The children of heaven, the angels themselves, gazed upon them with desire. Their hearts burned with longing, and they spoke amongst themselves, "Let us take wives from the daughters of men and beget our own children." Yet their leader, Semjaza, hesitated. "I fear you will not go through with this plan. If you turn away, I alone will bear the punishment for this great sin." But the angels, resolute, swore a terrible oath. They bound themselves by a solemn curse, never to abandon this deed, never to turn back. And so, 200 angels descended from the heavens in the days of Jared. They landed upon the summit of Mount Hermon, a name that endures because there they swore their unholy pact. Among them were leaders of great power: Samlaz, Aroba, Ramel, Kabel, Tamel, Ramel, Danel, Ezekiel, Barakijal, Armoros, Badel, Anel, Zakel, Satel, Terel, Jumel, and Siriel, each commanding legions of 10. They chose wives from among mankind. They took them, defiled them, and in return they shared forbidden knowledge. They taught their human wives the art of enchantments, the secrets of charms, and the cutting of roots, mysteries of the natural world meant only for the divine. Then the women bore children, but these were no ordinary children. They were giants. Their height reached 3,000 ells, an unfathomable size beyond human understanding. With insatiable hunger, they devoured everything. The land could not sustain them. When the resources of man were exhausted, the giants turned upon humanity itself. They began to devour mankind, and it did not stop there. The giants and their fallen fathers descended into greater sin, acts so monstrous, so abominable, that even the heavens could not turn a blind eye. And then judgment came. What happened next is a secret lost to time, a mystery buried in the past, hidden in ancient texts, whispered among the few who dare to seek the truth. They turned against birds, beasts, reptiles, and fish. Their hunger knew no bounds. They even turned upon one another, devouring flesh, drinking blood. The earth, overwhelmed by lawlessness, could no longer endure the weight of corruption. It cried out, accusing the transgressors of their unholy acts. Among the fallen was Asiel, who delivered forbidden knowledge to mankind. He taught them to forge swords, knives, shields, and breastplates, revealing the secrets of Earth's metals. He instructed them in the art of working metal, reshaping it to create instruments of power and destruction. But he did not stop there. He introduced mankind to adornments and vanities, bracelets, ornaments, and the use of antimony. He taught the beautification of eyelids, the crafting of costly stones, and the blending of coloring tinctures. Through these gifts, godlessness multiplied. The people were led into fornication, drawn astray by their own desires, corrupting their very existence. But Asiel was not alone. Simjaza whispered the dark arts of enchantments and root cuttings. Armaros taught the power to undo enchantments. Barakiel revealed the hidden knowledge of astrology. Kabel explained the mysteries of the constellations. Ezekiel unveiled the secrets of the clouds, and Arachel read the signs of the earth. Shemiel revealed the secrets of the sun, and Sariel the course of the moon. The heavens watched. As men perished, their cries rose like smoke into the celestial realms. The people, tormented by the corruption brought by the fallen, pleaded for relief, their voices reaching the very gates of heaven. And so, the holy ones of heaven, Michael, Uriel, Raphael, and Gabriel, looked down and saw the earth ravaged by bloodshed and lawlessness. Their hearts grew heavy with sorrow. Their anger burned. They spoke among themselves. The earth, once a place of peace, now cries out with the voices of the afflicted. Their cries have reached heaven. The souls of men implored the celestial hosts, "Bring our cause before the Most High." The archangels ascended before the Lord of Ages and declared, "Lord of lords, God of gods, King of kings, the one who reigns from a throne of eternal glory, your name is holy, glorious, and blessed beyond all ages. You alone have created all things, and nothing is hidden from you." You see what Asiel has done. He has taught mankind unrighteousness. He has revealed eternal secrets that were meant only for heaven. And Samlaz, whom you granted authority to lead, has led his followers into ruin. They have fallen. They have taken the daughters of men, laid with them, defiled them. Now the women have borne giants. The earth is filled with blood. Wickedness reigns. Then the command was given, "Tell him in my name, hide thyself, reveal to him what is to come." The end is near. The earth will be destroyed by a great deluge, but one must be saved. He must be instructed so that he may escape. His seed must be preserved for all generations to come. Then the Lord commanded Raphael, "Bind Azazel, hand and foot, cast him into the darkness. Make an opening in the desert of Dudael and throw him into the abyss." Jagged rocks were placed over him. Darkness covered him, and there he would remain forever. His face was veiled, so he would never again see the light. But his punishment was not yet complete. On the great day of judgment, he shall be cast into the fire. Then the Lord spoke again, "Heal the earth. The angels have corrupted it. Proclaim its healing, so that the children of men may not perish because of the secret knowledge the watchers have revealed. They have defiled the world with forbidden wisdom. They have led men into sin. The whole earth is stained with the works of Asiel. To him ascribe all sin." Then the Lord called upon Gabriel, "Go forth, proceed against the bastards and the reprobates, the offspring of the fallen. Destroy them. The children of the watchers must be erased from among men." And so they were set against one another in battle, slaughtering their own kind. They fought, fell, and were no more. "They will not live long," said the Lord. "They will not reach their intended age. They will not escape their fate. Their fathers shall plead for them, but I will not hear their cries. They sought eternal life, believing they would reign for 500 years. But their reign ends now." Then the Lord turned to Michael. "Go, bind Samlaz and his followers, the ones who have defiled themselves with the daughters of men. When they have seen the death of their sons and the destruction of those they love, bind them fast. For 70 generations they shall be sealed within the valleys of the earth. Until the day of judgment they will remain there. Then they shall be led into the abyss of fire. They shall suffer torment. They shall be confined prisoners of their own rebellion. They along with the condemned shall be bound for eternity. Destroy all spirits of corruption. Erase the wicked from the earth. End all unrighteousness. Let evil works perish forever. Then righteousness shall rise. The earth will be renewed. Truth and purity will flourish. The righteous shall escape and live in peace. They will bear thousands of children their days long, their hearts filled with joy. The land will be tended in righteousness. Vineyards will flourish. Wheat will multiply 1,000-fold. Olives will overflow with oil. The land will be rich, pure, and without sin. The earth shall be cleansed. All nations will offer praise. There will be no more defilement, no more torment, no more suffering. Never again will the earth be afflicted as it was before, and the heavens will open, pouring forth the blessings of eternity. But before these things came to pass, Enoch was taken. The watchers, those who once dwelled in the highest heavens, had fallen. They had abandoned their holy eternal place. They had defiled themselves with the daughters of men, and now they faced their fate. Enoch walked among the holy ones, blessed by the Lord of Majesty, called by name by the watchers themselves. Enoch, scribe of righteousness, hear us, they pleaded. Go declare to the watchers of heaven who have left their sacred dwelling, you have brought great destruction upon the earth. You shall have no peace, you shall receive no forgiveness. As you delight in your children, you will witness their murder. You will watch their destruction. You will grieve over their deaths, and though you will cry out, your supplications will be in vain. Mercy and peace shall never be yours. They begged him to write a petition for their forgiveness and bring it before the Lord of heaven. But they could no longer lift their faces toward the sky. They could no longer speak with the Almighty. Shame had silenced them. So Enoch did as they asked. He wrote their petition. He inscribed their plea for mercy. He carried their words with him to the waters of Dan, in the land of Dan, south of the west of Hermon. There, by the sacred waters, he read their plea aloud, and then sleep overtook him. A dream came to him. Visions of judgment filled his mind. A voice neither of man nor angel commanded him, Go tell the sons of heaven of their fate, reprimand them. When Enoch awoke, the watchers were gathered, their faces hidden in sorrow. They wept in Obal's jail between Lebanon and Sinir. He spoke the words given to him, recounting the vision, the decree of judgment. They listened silent, condemned. And so Enoch recorded it, the Book of Righteousness, a record of the eternal reprimand of the watchers. The words of the Great One were placed in Enoch's mouth, that he might speak with wisdom, as mankind was created to understand. Then Enoch stood before them. I have written your petition, I have seen the vision, and I tell you now, your plea has been denied. It will never be granted, not today, not ever. For all eternity you shall not ascend to heaven again. You are bound, sealed within the earth. Your judgment is final. You will witness the destruction of your beloved sons. You will find no pleasure in them, for they shall fall before your eyes, slain by the sword. Your petition on their behalf will not be granted, nor will your own. Even though you weep, even though you pray, even though you cry out all the words inscribed in the writing I have recorded, it will be in vain. Then in my vision the clouds called to me. A mist summoned me. The course of the stars and the lightnings hastened me, and the winds carried me, lifting me upward. I was borne into heaven itself. I approached a wall of crystal, surrounded by tongues of fire, and I trembled in fear. I stepped into the fire. Beyond I beheld a great house, its walls like a tessellated floor of crystal, its foundation gleaming as if forged from the very heavens. The ceiling shimmered, reflecting the path of the stars and the flash of lightning. Between them moved fiery cherubim, their presence both awe-inspiring and terrible. Above me, the sky was like water. A flaming fire surrounded the walls. The portals of the house blazed with unquenchable flame. I entered, and a great terror seized me. It was hot as fire and cold as ice. There were no pleasures within, only dread and trembling. As I stood quaking, I fell upon my face. Then a second house appeared. Greater than the first, its portal opened before me. This one was built entirely of flames. It surpassed the first in splendor and magnificence. The very floor was fire, the ceiling blazed with lightning, and the stars traced their course above it. And within I saw a throne, lofty and exalted. It shone like crystal. Its wheels blazed like the sun, and beneath it I saw fiery cherubim. From beneath the throne streams of fire flowed, burning so brightly that I could not even look upon them. Then I beheld the great glory seated upon the throne. His raiment shone brighter than the sun, whiter than snow. No angel dared approach him. No flesh could endure his presence. A flaming fire surrounded him, and before him stood 10,000 times 10,000. Yet he needed no counselor. The holy ones, those nearest to him, never departed from his presence, neither by day nor by night. I lay prostrate before him, trembling. Then the Lord called my name. Come here, Enoch, and hear my words. One of the holy ones approached me, waking me, lifting me, and leading me to the door. I bowed my face to the ground, and the voice spoke again. Fear not, Enoch, righteous man, scribe of righteousness. Approach and hear my voice. Go. Speak to the watchers of heaven who have sent you to intercede on their behalf. Tell them this. You were meant to intercede for men, not men for you. Why did you abandon your holy eternal dwelling? Why did you lay with women, defiling yourselves with the daughters of men? Why did you take wives and beget giants? You were once holy, spiritual beings, living eternal lives. But now you have defiled yourselves with flesh and blood, as mortals do. You have lusted after flesh, as those who die and perish. Therefore I have given men wives to bear children, that nothing might be lacking for them upon the earth. But you were never meant to have wives, for the spiritual ones of heaven is their dwelling. Now, because of your transgression, your sons, the giants, shall become evil spirits upon the earth. They shall be cursed. Their spirits will never ascend to heaven. They will remain upon the earth, forever lost. These spirits of the giants shall afflict, oppress, destroy, and cause suffering. They will attack, stir up war, and bring chaos. They will have no need for food, yet they will hunger and thirst eternally, never satisfied. They will corrupt mankind, lead them into sin, and rise against them in hatred. From the moment of their slaughter, from the day the giants perished, their spirits have roamed the earth without judgment, wreaking destruction. And they will continue until the day of consummation, the final judgment, when this age shall come to an end. Then the watchers and the godless will be wholly destroyed. And as for the watchers who sent you to plead for them, tell them this: he saw the great rivers and ventured into vast darkness, a realm where no flesh may walk. In this place he saw mountains wrapped in winter's eternal shadow, and the source from which all deep waters flow. Enoch beheld the mouths of all the rivers on earth, their origins hidden from men. He gazed upon the deep abyss, where the waters begin and end. He was shown the storehouses of the winds, placed by the Creator to sustain all of creation. The very foundations of the earth were revealed to him. He saw the cornerstone of the earth, the four winds that uphold the heavens, and how they stretched out the vaults of the sky. Between heaven and earth, these winds acted as pillars holding the firmament in place. He watched the winds of heaven turn, guiding the sun and stars to their appointed places. He saw the winds of the earth move the clouds, shaping the world below. And at the farthest reaches of the earth, he saw the firmament of heaven above. Then he came to a place of fire, burning without end, both day and night. There stood 7 mountains of magnificent stone. 3 rose toward the east, 3 toward the south. One, shimmering in multicolored stone, another of pearl, a third of jasper. To the south, 3 stood in red stone, but in their midst, one mountain towered above them all. It reached the heavens, like the very throne of God, its peak formed of alabaster, crowned in sapphire. Beyond these mountains, Enoch saw flaming fire, and further still, he came to the edge of the great earth, the boundary where the heavens were complete. There he saw a deep abyss. Its pillars of fire stretched beyond measure, their height and depth unfathomable. Beyond this abyss lay a realm untouched by heaven or earth, a desolate, forsaken wasteland. There was no sky above, no firm foundation beneath. No water flowed, no birds flew, nothing lived. And in this dreadful place, Enoch saw 7 stars, burning like great mountains. When he asked what they were, the angel answered, "This is the end of heaven and earth, a prison for the stars and the host of heaven." These stars, which roll over the fire, are those who have transgressed the commandment of the Lord. At the beginning of their rising, they failed to appear at their appointed times. In his wrath, he bound them, sealing them away until their guilt is fulfilled, for 10,000 years. Uriel turned to Enoch and spoke again. "Here shall stand the fallen angels, those who abandon their place in heaven to defile themselves with women. Their spirits, no longer bound by form, have assumed many shapes, deceiving mankind, leading them astray, luring them into the worship of demons as gods. Here they shall remain, imprisoned until the day of the great judgment. On that day, they shall face their final doom. And the women who once lay with the fallen angels, they shall become sirens. They shall haunt the world, their voices calling, but there shall be no salvation for them." Enoch alone saw this vision. He bore witness to the end of all things, a sight no other man had seen. Still, his journey with the holy angels continued. They unveiled before him the mysteries of the universe, revealing to him the celestial guardians who watch over mankind. Then Enoch spoke the names of the holy angels: Uriel, who presides over the world, and Tartarus. Raphael, who oversees the spirits of men, Renewal, who exacts vengeance upon the world of luminaries, Michael, who stands over the best of mankind and over chaos, Sarakel, who watches over the spirits who sin in the spirit, Gabriel, who guards paradise, the serpents, and the cherubim, Renewal, who is appointed over those who shall rise again. From there, Enoch was taken to a place of great disorder, a realm of chaos. There was no heaven above it, no firm earth beneath it. It was emptiness and horror, a land without foundation. And there he saw 7 stars, bound together, burning like great mountains. Enoch turned to Uriel. "For what sin are these stars bound?" he asked. "Why have they been cast into this dreadful place?" Uriel, chief among the holy angels, looked upon him. "Enoch, why do you seek the truth with such eagerness? These are the stars of heaven that transgressed the commandment of the Lord. They are bound here for 10,000 years, until the appointed time of their judgment." Then the angels led Enoch onward, to a place even more terrifying. Before him he saw fire, burning and blazing. The place was torn open as far as the abyss, its depth unfathomable. It was filled with great, descending columns of fire stretching beyond measure. Enoch trembled. "How dreadful is this place," he cried. "How terrible to behold." But Uriel reassured him, "This is the prison of the fallen angels, and here they will remain, imprisoned forever." Enoch continued his journey, arriving at a mountain of unyielding rock. Within it he saw 4 deep, wide, and smooth hollow places. Raphael turned to him and spoke. "These hollow places were created for a purpose, to gather the spirits of the souls of the dead until the day of their judgment. Here, all the souls of the children of men are assembled. They remain until their appointed time, until the great judgment." As Enoch observed, he saw the spirit of a dead man pleading, his voice rising toward heaven. "Whose spirit is this?" he asked. Raphael answered, "This is the spirit of Abel, whom his brother Cain slew. He makes his plea against Cain, crying out until his brother's seed is wiped from the earth." Then Enoch asked about the separation of the hollow places. Raphael explained, "These divisions are for the spirits of the dead. One is for the righteous, where a bright spring of water flows. One is for sinners who died without judgment in their lifetime. Their spirits suffer in great pain until the day of judgment. One is for those who cry out, declaring their destruction when slain in the days of sinners. And another is for those who were neither righteous nor condemned, but lived as sinners and transgressors. Their spirits shall not be slain on the day of judgment, nor shall they rise again." Hearing this, Enoch blessed the Lord of glory. "Blessed be my Lord, the Lord of righteousness, who rules forever." He then traveled to the westernmost ends of the earth, and beheld a fire that never ceased, burning day and night. "What is this fire that never rests?" he asked. Renewal, one of the holy angels, answered, "This is the fire of the west. It persecutes all the luminaries of heaven." Enoch was led further, to another part of the earth, where he saw a mountain range consumed by fire, burning without end. Beyond it stood 7 magnificent mountains, each unique in its splendor. Among them, one towered above the rest, rising like the seat of a throne, encircled by fragrant trees. One tree stood apart from the others. Its fragrance surpassed all, its leaves, blooms, and wood never withered, and its fruit was radiant, resembling the dates of a palm. Enoch marveled, "How beautiful is this tree! Its fragrance fills the air, its presence divine." Michael, an honorable angel, responded, "This high mountain, whose summit is like the throne of God, is where the Holy Great One, the Lord of glory, the eternal King, shall sit when he descends to visit the earth with goodness. As for this fragrant tree, no mortal may touch it until the great judgment. Then it shall be given to the just and holy. Its fruit will be the food of the elect, and it shall be taken to the holy place, to the temple of the Lord, the eternal King. The righteous will rejoice, filled with joy. They will enter the holy place, and its fragrance shall be in their bones. They shall live long lives, free from sorrow, torment, and calamity." Michael continued, "And Enoch blessed the God of glory, the eternal King, for he had prepared these things for the righteous and made a promise to them." Then Enoch was taken to the middle of the earth, where he beheld a blessed land, rich with blooming trees. There he saw a holy mountain, with a stream flowing southward. To the east stood another, even greater mountain, separated by a deep, narrow ravine. Enoch gazed in awe at the sight before him. Uriel spoke, This valley is accursed. Here shall remain those who are cursed forever. This is where all who speak blasphemy against the Lord shall be cast. In the day of his glory, all shall be gathered for judgment. The righteous shall bless the Lord of glory, the eternal King, for the mercy he has shown them. Enoch lifted his voice in praise, proclaiming the greatness of the Lord of glory. Then he journeyed to a vast wilderness in the east, a land filled with aromatic trees, exhaling the fragrance of frankincense and myrrh, their forms resembling almond trees. Beyond them he came upon a valley of water, its shores lined with fragrant trees, their scent like mastic and cinnamon. Pressing further east, Enoch found mountains with groves of trees, their branches dripping nectar, filling the air with sweetness. Among them grew Sarah and galbanum, their fragrance unlike any known to men. He journeyed still further, where he encountered a mountain at the very edge of the earth, covered in aloe trees. Their burning scent rose like incense, sweeter than any fragrance of the world. Then he saw 7 towering mountains, each crowned with nard, cinnamon, and pepper. Passing over their summits, Enoch beheld the Garden of Righteousness. It was unlike anything on earth. Its trees were magnificent and glorious, more beautiful than the forests of men. Among them stood the tree of knowledge, its fruit gleaming like fire. Raphael turned to him and spoke, "This is the tree of wisdom. From it your forebears ate and gained knowledge. Their eyes were opened and they saw they were naked. And because of this, they were cast out of the garden." Leaving the garden, Enoch continued to the very ends of the earth. There he saw great and mighty beasts, unlike any creature known to man. Strange birds filled the skies, their forms and voices utterly alien. Then he beheld the portals of heaven. Uriel revealed to him their numbers, pathways, positions, and times, the gates through which the winds of the world passed, governed by divine law. Traveling north, Enoch encountered a great and glorious device at the edge of the earth. 3 portals of heaven stood open before him. Through them, the north winds blew, carrying forth cold, hail, frost, snow, dew, and rain. He observed similar portals in the west and south, each fulfilling their purpose according to their time. Returning to the east, he saw 3 more portals of heaven, and above them, smaller openings through which the stars passed in their celestial course. Overcome with awe, Enoch blessed the Lord of glory, exalting the great and wondrous works revealed to him. Then he spoke his blessing to the elect and the righteous, those who would endure through the days of tribulation, when the wicked and the godless would be removed forever. "I have seen a vision of the Holy One in heaven. The angels have revealed to me all that is to come, but this wisdom is not for this generation. It is for a future time yet to come." Then Enoch lifted his voice once more. He was a righteous man, chosen by God, whose eyes were opened to the mysteries of the elect, and he spoke his final parable. "The Holy Great One shall come forth from his dwelling. The eternal God will descend upon the earth. Even upon Mount Sinai, he will appear in the strength of his might, and from the heaven of heavens his presence shall be revealed. They shall be struck with fear. The watchers shall quake. Great trembling will seize them, to the very ends of the earth. The high mountains shall be shaken. The lofty hills shall be made low. They shall melt like wax before the flame. The earth itself shall be torn asunder, and all upon it shall perish. There shall be judgment upon all. But with the righteous he will make peace. He will protect the elect, and his mercy shall be upon them. They shall belong to God. They shall prosper and be blessed. He will help them all, and light shall shine upon them. He will make peace with them, and behold, he comes with 10,000 of his holy ones, to execute judgment upon all, to destroy the ungodly, and to convict all flesh of their wickedness, of all the works of sin they have committed, of all the harsh words they have spoken against him." Then Enoch lifted his voice with great authority, urging his listeners, "Observe the wonders of heaven and earth. Understand the unchanging order set by the Almighty. Look to the heavens. See how the celestial bodies never stray from their course. The luminaries rise and set at their appointed times, never failing, never wavering. Behold the steadfastness of the earth. From the beginning to the end, it remains unchanged. See how the waters fill the land. The clouds, the dew, and the rain nourish the earth in summer and winter alike. Observe the trees in winter. They appear to wither, shedding their leaves. Yet 14 trees do not. For 2 to 3 years, they remain evergreen, waiting for the renewal of summer. Consider the power of the sun. In the heat of summer, it rises high above the earth, forcing you to seek shade and shelter. It burns the land, it scorches the rocks, and yet, in its time, the earth is covered in green leaves. The trees bear fruit, their branches heavy with abundance. Do you not see? Do you not understand? All his works remain steadfast, for he who lives forever has ordained them so. They continue from year to year, their tasks unchanging, as the Lord has commanded them. The seas and rivers obey his voice. They do not stray, they do not falter. Yet you have not remained steadfast. You have turned away. You have broken his commandments. You have spoken with arrogance and defiled your mouths with blasphemy. O hard-hearted ones, you shall find no peace. You shall curse your days. The years of your destruction shall multiply, and you shall perish in eternal abomination. There shall be no mercy. In those days your names shall be an eternal curse. The righteous shall invoke your name when speaking of wrath. The godless shall utter it as a warning. For the wicked there shall be only a curse, but the righteous shall rejoice, for their sins shall be forgiven. They shall receive mercy, peace, and salvation. A goodly light shall shine upon them, but for the sinners there shall be no salvation. For upon them shall abide the eternal judgment. For the elect there shall be light, joy, and peace. They shall inherit the earth, and wisdom will be bestowed upon them. They shall live without sin, neither through ungodliness nor pride. The wise shall be humble, never transgressing or falling into sin. They shall not die in anger or wrath, but will fulfill their days in peace. Their years shall multiply in eternal gladness, living in joy forever. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and spread the knowledge to those who seek the truth. See you in the next one.